I never imagined that I would lose my husband so suddenly due to an accident. When that happened, my friends, I was blindsided. I was blindsided emotionally, financially, spiritually, practically. I was blindsided by the things I didn't know, by the things I didn't understand. Today, I want to share with you some things that you can do that every wife needs to know and every husband needs to know before this happens to you. Stay tuned. My name is Lisa. This is my channel. I am my beloveds too. My previous channel was hijacked and it was taken down in the beginning of September, and I have had to redo all of my videos. If you are coming back and found me again, welcome back, my friends. I'm so glad that you found me again. The algorithm has had me hidden. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. My name is Lisa. This is my channel. I am my beloveds, like I said, and it is a second channel so that I can redo and continue to tell my stories. Today's video is a follow-up. Today's video is a follow-up on the video I released a month ago that has just recently went viral. What every wife should know before their husbands pass away. And I have gotten such a large comments and questions on that, and I'm so glad that you found that information valuable to me. I wanted to do a follow-up video. Today's video is not going to be as much in depth, but I want to let you know that I am, because of what happened to me when my husband passed away, left me and my 3 children, my 2 daughters and my stepson, unprepared. And I suffered for years because of that, emotionally, financially, physically, all of that. I decided that I was going to become a life insurance agent, because I know what that feels like, and I don't want other wives to go through what I went through. So I don't make these videos just simply from textbook. Although I have the textbook information, I make them from life experiences. So at the bottom of the video, or inside my More button, if you will click there, you'll find my email. And if you have questions about your policies, about how you can understand what you have, reach out to me, because I will help you. I'm also in the process of putting together a link that will be in every video that you can schedule a 15 to 30 minute free consultation where I can speak with you. Now, I'm not ready for that yet, but it's coming. But until then, you can reach out to me. Today, I want to talk to you about things that you can do to prepare ahead of time. You know, when we get married, we think that it's going to be happily ever after. And we think we're going to spend a lifetime with our mate. You know, sometimes a lifetime, it's different for different people. Some people may get a lifetime and they may spend 60 years of marriage with somebody. Somebody else may spend 30 years. Someone else may spend 20. And someone else may spend 4 or 5 years. That lifetime is different for every person. But you still need to know things, and you need to know important information. I don't want you to go through what I had to go through. So I'm making this to help you. I have some notes, so please forgive me because I'm a talker. And sometimes I have a hard time staying focused and making these videos a little bit slower and a little bit quicker, but condensed so that you get the information that you need. Let's get started, friends. You know, we assume that there's going to be time, that we don't have to deal with this today. But assuming that there's going to be time is a trap that you can get caught into. Sadly, I've been caught in that trap more than once concerning insurance. One of the biggest shocks that I personally faced when I got that knock on the door from the police officer asking me if Mr. Riopel lived here. And then I shared with him, yes, that's my husband, and he told me that he had drowned. I got the shock of my life. I was not prepared about our business and financially and insurance. I just knew so little because I thought there was time. So let me be very clear, wives and husbands, because sometimes there are men who come to my videos. Every wife needs to understand the life insurance that your family has or that they don't have. You need to understand that because the devil is in the details. And what you don't understand can wreak havoc in your life and cause trauma for you and your children. And that's not something that you need to know at a bad moment. I want you to make sure that you're not relying upon your spouse, their employment. I want you to make sure that you are not relying upon their insurance at their job. Trying to find some notes, so please excuse me. Don't rely upon your job that supplies your insurance, and most people do. When I speak to them, they'll say, my husband has that through his employer. I'm glad he does. And he should. And he should take advantage of that because a lot of times that insurance is going to be a group insurance and it's going to be less expensive for you. But don't depend on that. Don't let that to be your only source of insurance because we live in a very uncertain world, friends. You know that. The last 7 years, I said 7. I didn't mean to say 7. I meant to say several. The last several years, we have seen our lives change drastically. So don't rely upon your employer. Have a policy outside your employer because a lot of times your employer may go under and you won't have that coverage anymore. Now, is that true for every case? No, it's not true for every case. Sometimes you can keep that insurance. But sometimes that insurance, if you keep it outside of it, can be very expensive. So don't rely upon your job. Have a second source to have your life insurance. Number 2, you must know the amount. That is so important. You have to know the amount of life insurance that your spouse is carrying. You got to know what plan it is. You got to know what the amount is. And number 3, wives, if you're a stay-at-home mother or wife, you have to have your own policy. Yes, your husband may be the breadwinner, but you are the one who takes care of the children and runs the home. There are so many things that your husband would have to pay for if you were not there as the caretaker of the home and the caretaker of the children. So it doesn't all just depend upon your husband's income as the breadwinner, because you are a very important person in this in your family. And sometimes there's husbands that are at home with the children and the wife works, and that is okay. Please excuse the neighborhood noise. We have a family down the street, and they homeschool, so they like to be outside. It's their recess time, so please excuse that. I've been chasing noise control all around my neighborhood. I don't like to make videos in my house. I prefer my front porch because of the lighting. So I'm sorry and excuse that. But let's get back to important things. But those children in the background are reminders that you don't want your children's life to be disrupted or your grandchildren's life. So make sure that you're sharing my videos with those young families. Wives, you're important. I am begging every couple today, and I say today because while it is on your brain, while you're thinking about this, I beg you to sit down and have hard conversations. Talk about things that nobody else wants to talk about. And I guarantee you there's a lot of men who do not want to talk about life insurance. Make them talk about it and keep talking about it. Talk about it while you can. I want you to know where the documents are. Important documents that have to do with your family. Documents such as not only your insurance policies are so important, household insurance, mortgage. There's a lot of families that in the past, 10 years that have bought homes and are raising their families in them, and their insurance policy, their homeowner's insurance is wrapped up in that mortgage. Sadly, a lot of the people who have those homeowners insurance wrapped up in their mortgage and they make one payment, they don't know who their insurance company is, who their homeowner's insurance is with. So let me ask you, if you don't know who your homeowner's insurance is with, if you have a fire that breaks out in your house, who are you going to call? How do you know who to call? A hurricane rips through, floods your house, anything. How do you know to reach those people? You have to know that. Make sure you know those important information. Put them in a binder. Ask your spouse today, if something happened to you today, what do you want me to know? What do I need to know so that our lives are not devastated? Wives, tell your husband, I want you to know this. If something were to take place in an accident and I didn't come home today, I want you to know where to find this information. If you have adult children, make sure they know where this is at. Excuse the airplane that's flying over. You would not believe how I have chased places around my yard today to make this video where the lighting is good and where the sound is decent. Sometimes it's difficult to make videos. Family and friends, you don't have to go to a family planner right now. You can start simple at your kitchen table with a notebook written on the front, what I need you to know in case of an emergency. And you can simply start compiling information in that notebook as you move along. You can get more in depth. And I will help you with that as videos that I make going forward. But start somewhere today. I've been getting all kinds of comments asking me information about what kind of policy can I get. My husband, we're 65, we've retired. We no longer have insurance at work. That happens, friends. That's, again, why I don't want you to, if you're young, I don't want you to fall in that trap. You know, like my children. I made sure my children have an insurance policy outside their employment because I didn't want them to fall into that trap. Because if you stay with your employer, God willing you do, and you keep that insurance and you retire with it, but when you retire, it's gone. A lot of times it's gone at age 70. And when you try to get insurance after that age, like many of you know, it can be expensive. But if you started that policy back when you started your family, it wouldn't be as expensive. I'm going to be putting together, again, like I told you, a link where you can reach out to me and schedule 20 minutes. If it goes over 20 minutes, it goes over 20 minutes. I don't care because I'm here to help you navigate and understand the insurance that you have. There's not enough time in some of these videos to be able to share the knowledge that I have. Everybody's situation is different. So that's why I'm offering that. Where I will be doing that, I'll be putting a link in there and you can schedule that personal time where we can get on the phone and we can talk. But until then, I will have my email that's inside the More button, and you can reach out to me now. You know, it's great when we comment and people put information in the videos, and I appreciate that because your story means something to someone else. But everybody's story, it is different. Your life is different than your neighbor's, and your needs are different than your neighbor's. So, and your family size is different than your neighbor's. So make sure you're talking with a professional who can really give you real advice. Somebody had mentioned to me on one of my messages before that life insurance doesn't pay. It doesn't pay fast enough. It does if you know what policy you have. Sadly, my husband did not know what policy he had. He had an accident policy. He drowned. So they took 6 months to prove that it wasn't intentional before that accident policy was released to me. What are you going to do in that situation? That's why you need to look at your policies to understand them, and most people don't. But that's what I'm here to do, is to help you with that. So if you appreciate this kind of video, please give me a thumbs up. Please let me know in the comments below because I will keep making these. My channel is about bringing hope and helping you, helping others, helping families, whether it is with your finances, preparedness, or relationships. You know, I didn't survive losing my husband and going through all the trauma with his business and not knowing, and income and houses and cars and all of that gone. I didn't survive that because I was strong. I didn't survive that because I was smart. And I didn't survive that because I was prepared, because I wasn't. I survived because I had the help of Almighty God, who came down and gave me grace and strength to walk through a valley that I couldn't navigate on my own. And I am here with wisdom and professional advice and understanding to help you navigate through those. So whether you've been in emotional toxic relationships, sadly I have a PhD in that, or whether you need to plan and prepare for your family, I can help you with that. I am working on making more videos. This is my busy season because I am a licensed insurance agent in health. So I'm working with my seniors right now. And also ACA, which is affordable health care for anybody 64 years and under. So I speak insurance in many different languages. Not really different languages, only English. But I do understand those things. And this season right now is your open enrollment. And I am just bombarded by that. But I did not want to not follow up with you and let you know that I care, that I see your messages, and that I'm here for you. And as I navigate through this insanity of open enrollment this year, because it's crazier than any other, I will come on and make messages for you on how to prepare and how to heal and bring hope back into your life. So thank you so much for your time. Bless you. Send me messages. I appreciate you. And I will see you next time on my front porch.